What's up, everybody? We've got some big breaking news with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. We've got, obviously, NFL draft stuff is top of mind as tomorrow is the draft. We got a little bit of NBA and MLB recap for you. Let's get into it.
This is real life, little home, that's why I stayed down. I done came up off that boy, look what I made now.
All right, so let's start with the Buccaneers. This was just barely announced that Antonio Brown has figured out a way to re-sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers are basically going to be the same team that they were last year. They're bringing back all of their starters. Antonio Brown's back. They're just going to be deadly again. One of the top teams in the NFL for sure going into the season. So big news there for Buccaneers fans. And honestly, good for the league, I think. 'Cause I think we were all kind of headed towards Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to dominate everybody. But this will continue to make things competitive. Obviously, the Buccaneers beat them last year, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the Buccaneers should be set again this year. So exciting stuff there. Also in NBA news, last night the Warriors had one of the worst games that I have ever seen, or at least worst halves I've ever seen. They were down 62-29 at halftime. They only scored 29 points in the first half of the game, which is absolutely insane, especially for a team like the Warriors who, in recent history, they've been the best offensive team of all time, right? So it's pretty crazy to see them struggle like that. They had a stretch that the Mavericks, they went on like a 28-0 run at one point. So the Warriors just really struggled. They ended up losing by like 20 or so because the Mavs didn't need to play their players the whole like second half of the game or anything like that. So crazy stuff. Weird. You don't see like in professional sports this kind of thing happen that often, especially with the Warriors, who Steph has been talked about recently in like MVP conversations and everything. So this, he was still like a long shot to win MVP, but I think this was probably the nail in the coffin for him. Also in baseball news, the Pioneer League, so it's an independent baseball league. They've announced that what they're going to do for extra innings going forward is they're going to do some sort of home run derby. So it's just a sudden death home run derby. There's a special way that they set it up so that, there's a pitcher who's available for that, and that it won't be like just the rest of the game where like your pitcher will come out and throw to you, and so you will try to hit home runs off of them, I guess. And it's a sudden death home run derby. The player from each team will get 5 pitches in it. I think I think if I was a baseball purist, I'd probably be like, what? No, it destroys the sanctity of the sport. I'm not a baseball purist. I'm all about making baseball more entertaining. Like I like baseball as it is, but I can't talk to anybody about it because it's just, as these sports get more exciting and more exciting, baseball hasn't changed at all. So I think this may be a good thing. I like that the Pioneer League is doing this, and I hope the MLB will look at it and see how successful it is if it gets people more excited. I would be super, I've never watched a Pioneer League game before, but now I want to go watch it. I want to see this extra innings thing happen. So that's your news. Those are some of the highlights of things that have happened. Let's talk about scores. We talked about the Warriors losing to the Mavericks 103-133. The Nets have officially sealed their place in the playoffs, and they're the number 1 seed in the East right now. So they beat the Raptors 116-103. Bucs beat the Hornets 114-104. Thunder beat the Celtics 119-115, and Trailblazers beat the Pacers 133-112. That didn't move me. That's all right here. All those scores will run through it real quickly for you. And then we'll go up to baseball. I guess the real highlight here is the Dodgers are still struggling. They got off to the best record in baseball, and they're supposed to be the best team in baseball. But they've been struggling as of late. They lost to the Reds again, 6-5. The Rockies beat the Giants 7-5. Diamondbacks beat the Padres 5-1. Tigers beat the White Sox 5-2. Astros beat the Mariners 2-0. The Rangers beat the Angels 6-1. Cardinals beat the Phillies 5-2, and we'll just let you see the rest of these scores here because it's so early in baseball that you don't really care about all of the scores in baseball. You just care about how your team did in baseball. So we'll just go real fast here and show you the rest of them there. So that's what's going on in the sports world. Again, we have the draft tomorrow. That's what everyone's really talking about. That's what really matters. It's all the same old. Where will Justin Fields go? Oh, one thing that I probably should bring up is there's rumors that the Carolina Panthers and the Patriots have a trade set up. So if whatever their criteria is met, then the Panthers with the 8th pick will swap for the Patriots. Allegedly, this will happen. People are assuming that what the parameters are that Justin Fields available, that if Justin Fields is still there, then they'll make that swap there. If that happens, like I said yesterday, we revolt on the Panthers for letting the Patriots get a good quarterback because we've seen too much of the Patriots dynasty in the past. But that's your news. That's what's going on. Tomorrow's the draft. Tomorrow I'm going to give a quick rundown of what I predict the draft to look like. And we'll see you then. Thanks for being a busy fan.